everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. So today I'm going to be talking about my debt-free journey and my story and how I decided to start getting out of debt. I get a lot of emails asking me about money and about couponing and my debt-free journey, and I haven't really touched base on any of those things in quite a while here on my channel, and it's something that I'm super passionate about, and believe it or not, I haven't told really anybody that I'm on this journey in my real life. I've kind of felt like people would maybe look at me weird or judge me, and I really didn't want anybody to taint this journey for me, because for me it's something that is positive. It's something that's kind of kept my focus in a good direction. I feel like God has led me to this, and so I am following His will. And so I really just didn't want to hear any negativity or hear anybody else's financial advice. I guess that's kind of a blunt way to say it. I just really didn't want to hear anybody else's financial advice when I already kind of knew what was right for me and what I wanted to do. So when I was married, I was very bad with money. My ex-husband and I were not very smart with money at all. We would eat out like every single day, and when I calculate how much we would spend eating out, I'm really disgusted, because we could have bought a house for cash. Like, we could have paid cash for a house with all of the money that we ate out over the 10 years that we were together. So with that being said, I didn't have any credit when we were together, and I was trying to kind of build credit, and he was trying to build credit, and once he did build credit, he really like went buck wild using that credit. So he bought really expensive washer and dryers for us. He bought a new vehicle. He bought just a bunch of little knickknacks at different stores. Like, he bought me a computer, just different things that required payments. So what happened, oh, and we had a bedroom set as well, so that cost quite a bit of money as well. I can't say that I was horrible with money, but I wasn't responsible with money. So when it came to like this living room set that we bought, I made sure to pay it off within 3 months before the interest hit. So all of my money that I made every single month, instead of, you know, contributing it to our household finances, we made an agreement that I would just pay off the set. So I did. So I kind of work like that, where I want to pay things off quickly, as to where he was a little more lax. And when I had my son, I just kind of was going with the flow, pretty much with whatever he wanted to do. And as a wife, I should have been a little more, I guess, eye-opening, or should have been like the eye-opener, and just kind of told him, you know, we're kind of digging ourselves into a deep hole. But also, as somebody who had never experienced credit before, this was just like super exciting for us to get brand new things, super exciting to have like a new car, and not really realizing that we were digging ourselves into this hole. So when we separated, he decided, and I was a stay-at-home mom, that he was no longer going to take care of anything having to do with our household at all. So a lot of you guys know my story. I was pretty much left with $0 to my name. I was a stay-at-home mom. The only work that I was doing was my Scentsy business, and I would contribute that money by paying our utilities. And whatever I could make, I mean, I would contribute it to the household. So I was just kind of in this like deep dark hole. Like, the cable had been disconnected, so the cable bill was almost $600, and it was under his name, and I couldn't connect under my name because they knew we were married by like public record. And so I had that. I had my expensive phone that needed to be paid off, that was just adding to my phone payment every month. I had these expensive washer and dryers. I had this car. I had a bedroom set that we had just purchased not too far before our separation, and so I just didn't know what I was going to do. Plus, I had an 11-month-old on my hands that I needed to feed along with myself and clothe and just keep a roof over our heads. So at that point, debt was not really important to me, because I was just trying to survive. When I kind of got out of the survival mode and I realized, okay, I need to get myself out of this hole, I just kind of started listing my debts. I wasn't listing them in any specific order, but I was just listing them because I knew that I needed to pay these things off if I wanted to get my life back in order. So I was paying off things like my phone bill as well, because I needed a phone because I have a baby in the house, and if there's an emergency and I need to call family members or 911, you know, 911 still works if your phone's disconnected, but I just needed to have a phone. And it took me about 6 months before I had any cable or internet in my house, so I had absolutely nothing. It was just crazy. So yeah, I eventually paid quite a few things down to kind of get my life back to where it was, and then I realized, okay, these companies are calling me. My car got repoed in front of my entire family at an Applebee's. It was devastating. Like, I went out to the car to go get my son a toy. The Applebee's has a huge window that faces a parking lot. I saw something out there, but I didn't know it was with my car. And when I went to go grab a toy for my son, they were hitching my car up. So I got there in time to be able to get my son's car seat and stuff out of the car. And my parents had to watch my vehicle be towed away with me, and it was absolutely humiliating. So I was on foot for 6 months pretty much. I did have a vehicle in my garage that was not running. The tire was flat. And it didn't cost me very much money to get it up and running, but at the time I didn't have money for that because all the money I made was to feed my son and to feed myself and keep a roof over our heads. So I was borrowing a vehicle from my parents. They were getting me a car on the weekends here and there when they were on sale for like $10 for the weekend, stuff like that, just so I could get around and go to work and go get groceries and stuff for my son. So it really hit me that I needed to get my finances in order, and I just prayed on it, and I really feel like God led me to Dave Ramsey. I was in the library. It was something that my son and I would do that was free, and that I could have free entertainment, like rent movies and get magazines and not really miss out so much on those kinds of luxuries in life, like reading. Reading is expensive if you go and buy books, but if you go to the library, it's free. Plus, they had free activities for my son to participate in as well. So as I was kind of perusing the financial aisle, I saw the Total Money Makeover. I took it home and I read it like crazy and thought, this is the plan for me. So July of 2016 is when this journey started for me, and I decided that I was going to just start knocking off debt as much as I could. Even if I only had $10 left at the end of the month, that $10 was going to a debt and it was going to be off of my back. So I did get my cable and internet on, so I was able to start working a little more with YouTube and with my Scentsy business, and I did get my phone paid off. I got little things like that. So when it came to my bedroom set, I did make a deal with the company, and I told them that if they took my name off of the credit report, that I would definitely surrender the set, and I just didn't want any part of my name on there. I just kind of told them it was being held hostage. Basically, my ex-husband didn't want me to keep it, but he wouldn't surrender it, and he wouldn't come pick it up for me. So I was just hiding every time these people would knock on the door, which was totally stressful. So they took my name off. My credit report shot up like 90 points. I'm not even kidding. And they came and they picked everything up, and that was a $3,000 debt off of my back. You guys would freak out, like how much debt I have paid off and how much debt I have negotiated like that. I mean, that's $3,000. That had my name on it, and I don't have to pay that. Because it wasn't awarded to me as well during the divorce, I should say that. I didn't just like screw him over and say, here's the debt for you. Anything that was brand new that he didn't want me to have, and I knew that he would probably fight for, I just put it under him on the decree and said, let him have everything. I'll keep the house and whatever belongings are in there, and I will keep that beat up truck in the garage. So even though my car got repoed, I still wasn't going to keep it anyway because I didn't have a way to pay for it at that time. So that was $3,000 off of my back. I was really excited about that, and it just started from there. I started checking into like hospital bills. I was going through court stuff with him during divorce, and also a custody battle, which cost about 10 grand, and I was able to negotiate that down and pay that off. I've negotiated all my hospital bills to, I'm not even kidding, to like a fourth of what they were. One of them was like almost 9 grand, and I ended up paying $300 for it. So that's just a huge tip for you guys, is to definitely negotiate with people and see if you can get a better price, because people are willing to settle with you because they just want the the account settled. So so at this point, I am now $750 away from being debt free. I am still cleaning up a little bit of a tax mess from my marriage. Some stuff was, unfortunately, it was submitted wrong, and so I am waiting on that. So my debt level may go up, which is why I'm not getting too excited. But then after that, that's all I have. So I am so close to finishing baby step number 2. If you do not follow Dave Ramsey, his baby step number 1 is to save $1,000 for an emergency fund, which I've had to dip into several times over the past 2 years and start from scratch. And I really think it takes persistence if you want to get out of debt. You can't just give up the second that you feel like, oh, I've dipped into my emergency fund, forget it. Like, I can't do it now. I felt like that, trust me, but it's taken me a while, and I think I've paid off about $18,000 worth of debt, you guys, so far. And that's me being a single mom. That was me living in a very expensive house, which is another reason why I moved, because I really felt like God told me, get out of that house, move. And I had a windfall of money, and then I had all those hospital bills negotiated down to like rock bottom prices, you guys. I just felt like God's favor was over my journey completely. And it's been a lot of hard work. I've been doing a lot of extra jobs, and I've been doing a lot of little things to make money. I've sold a lot of stuff, and I've made a lot of life changes. But it's going to be super exciting when I hit baby step number 3 and I'm able to beef up my emergency fund to 6 months worth of expenses. Sorry, my SD card got full. So like I was saying, the emergency fund for me would be $10,000 to $12,000. I am deciding to put away $10,000. So what you do is you add the $9,000 to the $1,000 that you already have, or whatever it takes to have your 6 months of expenses fulfilled. So I'm gonna feel so good to have that, you know, in the bank, and to kind of have a cushion for my son and I. From going from absolutely zero to having some savings in the bank is gonna be so relieving. I'm gonna feel so accomplished. And then I'm gonna be doing baby step plan, or baby step 3B, that's what it's called, where you save for a home. So I've been wanting to buy my own house, and that's one of the main reasons as well that I moved, is because I just felt like there was no way, which there is a way, but I mean, it was going to be a lot more difficult for me to save for a home with $1,300 of rent, which is expensive where I live. It's probably very cheap for some of you guys who live elsewhere, and the rent I'm paying now is $800. So and it's all the space that we need, and it's still 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms like the old place. This place is like half the size though, so, and that's all we need for 2 people. So I just needed to be a little more reasonable in my thinking, and at the time I couldn't afford to move either, which is why it took me a while. And I don't know, everything just fell into place with my move, you guys. So that is my plan for now. Once I get out of debt, I'm gonna hit baby step 3 hard. I'm gonna hit that one with gazelle intensity. I might even hit it more than I'm hitting the debt. I feel like I could have gotten the debt done a lot quicker, but I was still going out to eat. I was still kind of coasting through it, I guess, while I was recovering from, you know, being through something very traumatic, and just kind of trying to enjoy my son. And but I still worked very hard, but I could have still, I guess, done it a lot quicker. So I want to make baby step 3 go as fast as it can, and I want to get my down payment for a home quickly. Reason being is because my main goal is to obviously have retirement, and I want to fund my son's college. My college's son, I was gonna say, my son's college, and I want to put money away for that, and it's very important to me, because here in Texas we have what's called the Hazelwood Act. And I was just informed that I qualified for the Hazelwood Act last year. I had no idea. I just decided to go back to school, and because of my father's service in the military, I get 150 hours of free school. So I am taking full advantage of that. I've been taking 6 classes a semester, and everybody thinks I'm absolutely nuts, but you know, if this is free school, why not jump on it and make the most of it? So I want to provide the opportunity for my son to go to school debt-free. I did have student loans in my debt. I did pay that off. I had to pay off tuition to get back into school, so many things, which is why I feel like those kinds of things hindered me from going to school, and I don't want those things to hinder my son. More than anything, I want to be able to be generous. If there was somebody in my situation that I was in later on in life, if there's somebody that I come across, I want to be able to help them. And that's Dave Ramsey's biggest thing, is to live like no one else so you can live and give like no one else. So I think it's going to be really exciting to travel later in life and to be able to be generous and to show my son a lot of things around the world. I want him to be you know, excited about life, and to travel and to go to school and just have a lot of opportunities that I didn't have, you know. And this is, like Dave Ramsey says, changing our family tree. I want him to learn how to handle money. I read Smart Money, Smart Kids from his daughter Rachel Cruz and himself, and I'm already following the steps to teach my son about money, and it's definitely working. He's 3.5, and he works and does little chores around the house, and we give him money, and he saved his money for a few months and bought his dad a Father's Day gift, and now he's going to save, and we'll take him to go buy something fun for himself. So yeah, I'm just trying to teach him to be generous and to enjoy money like he suggests in the book. So I hope you guys enjoyed my story. If you have any other questions about my debt journey, let me know. I am super excited to almost be debt free. I don't want to jinx myself, and I definitely want to apply to go to the Dave Ramsey show to do a debt free screen, because I feel like, how could I not, after all this time of busting my ass and working really hard to pay off this debt. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy videos on finance and debt free and budget stuff, give this a thumbs up. I can't talk today, you know, I just can't do it. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.